Good evening, class. I wanted to share a couple insights for the second paper, Culture and Context, due at the end of week 3. When you think of the last week's paper that you just submitted, it was your autobiography, but you really looked at how do you and your spiritual community understand what God wants you to do and do it. So how did you do that? Where did you come up? And what are some of the stories you tell around those things so that you know that you're following God's will? Well, in this paper, you're going to start unpacking what you wrote last week. So it's related to the first paper. And in this paper, you're going to start looking at what are some of the maybe ethnic or cultural realities or maybe religious experiences or theology that plays a role in understanding how do you follow God's will and do it. So let me share a story that might help unpack this a little bit. For a lot of years, people I've known who've gone to South Korea and spent some time with the churches and the believers there have come back and said, there's a great example of what it means to be a committed disciple of Jesus Christ. They get up so early in the morning for prayer every single day. Well, I had coffee last week with a fellow who, when he was pastoring in South Korea, did his doctorate of ministry doctorate of ministry degree and looked at what were some of the cultural influences for those behaviors, those patterns. Why do they believe God wants them to get up so early in the morning and commit to prayer? What he found was it was a response to Buddhism. You know, that as Buddhists, if we had to get up this morning early, that if we had to get up that early in the morning for prayers, how much more should we be committed to God? So getting up even earlier demonstrated a greater commitment to God. And then that becomes rooted as the way it's expected to be. But it has its foundation in a response to the religion of the land. Does that help? Not that you can answer back. But if you're still confused, send me an email, and I'll do what I can to help, provide some different perspectives. But bottom line, you're unpacking the reason why you do what you do from the paper that you wrote last week. All right? Good luck. Talk to you soon. Bye.